Hello, and welcome to day 10 of horror movie quotes. I might have one here that you've never seen before. This is Deathwatch, and it is from 2002. The movie was actually recommended to me by my brother, who is a Marine. He has fought overseas, and he is a huge history buff, especially when it comes to wars like World War I, which this movie is based in. However, this movie is not just a war movie. This movie is, well, let's just say if you took movies like Malik or Hellraiser and kind of threw them in with World War I soldiers, this is what you would get. So this movie centers on a group of 9 British soldiers during World War I. They are coming out of a forest where there is a lot of gas, and that will come into play later, and they find a trench. But not just any trench, this is a German trench. And if you know anything about World War I and World War II, trenches were a part of warfare. They even go back further than that. And this German trench has almost been entirely abandoned. There's a couple German soldiers lingering there that they take as prisoners or that they unalive, because like I said, this is World War I, and the Germans are the enemy. So anyways, they take over this trench, and this trench is disgusting. It is muddy, it is rainy, there's blood, there's bodies, there's rats. And again, trenches were definitely not the best place to be at when it came to World War I. But they are told to hold this trench, hold the line essentially, because taking over a German trench is a big deal to them. And there's 9 of them. So they end up staying in this trench so that they can hold the trench or hold the line, if you will, for more British soldiers to show up. However, these individuals are not only sick, hungry, dirty, but they are also starting to descend into madness. Now, the question is, of course, are they descending into madness because of this gas that they supposedly walked through? Are they descending into madness just because they're getting sick of each other and it's uncomfortable and dangerous where they are? Or is there something more demonic at work? One of the characters, his name is Private Thomas. He is played by Andy Serkis, and if you know Andy Serkis from his work in Lord of the Rings or in the King Kong remake or the remakes of the Planet of the Apes, he was Caesar. He is Smeagol. He's phenomenal. I love this actor so much, and he really shows us what it's like to, well, go crazy in this trench. So eventually, as they are all kind of losing it, one of the soldiers, his name is Private Shakespeare, you kind of follow him throughout this entire movie. You also learn he's 16. And I know what you're thinking, that seems a little young. Well, I guess back in the day, you could lie about your age to enlist. And it's really upsetting because then everyone knows how old he is. And he's an adolescent in this bleak situation. So if you are looking for this movie, you can find it streaming for free on Tubi. And one of my favorite quotes from this movie is when Private Shakespeare says "sir" to his sergeant, and his sergeant looks at him and responds, "Don't call me sir. I'm a sergeant. I work for a living." And again, having a brother who is in the military, you know, I totally understand the hierarchy and the humor that, when he laughed at that, I laughed at that. So anyways, check this movie out. It is on Tubi. And like I said, you maybe have never seen this before. Not many people I've talked to in the horror community know about this one, but it's an interesting time. So give it a watch if you're looking for something new to try. And come back tomorrow for day 11.